I want to show how to do a drawstring cast off, and for that you will need a crochet hook, some scissors, and of course your working yarn. The crochet hook you may or may not need exactly, but you'll be using it at the end of the project. Okay, so what you're going to do with your working yarn is we're just going to wrap it around the whole page, just get an idea a couple times. Oops. Well, let me see, because usually if you do it twice around, that gives you enough, and I'm just kind of seeing. Okay, so we're going to cut that. You can wrap it twice or do it yourself about 12-24 inches, depending on the loom. A small loom, you don't need as much of your working yarn. That's why if you usually take it and you wrap it like this around the project a couple times, that'll give you an idea of how much you're going to need. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take this off, and this way we don't have to have another string like I sometimes do with the gathered bind off. We're going to be able to take this right off using the working yarn that we already have. So that's what I thought was pretty cool about this. Okay, so what we're going to do, ouch, as we work into our yarn, we're just going to go right through each peg. Move it over, go right through each peg. Now you can pull these off as you're doing it, but you can actually wait till the end, and I have like something going on with my tool there. Okay, so we just come down, pull it through, and you're pulling the whole working yarn through. Whole working yarn all the way around the peg, or project. Okay, and if you want, you can leave the first one on there if you want. You can take this one side off. I still have my starting peg left on there. Go ahead and leave that on there for now, just so you remember your starting point. Okay, we gotta do the last one here. Again, I can cut this one off. Or not cut it off, but take it off. And work my way around the loom doing that same thing. So I'm going to keep doing that until I get all the way back to this one over here, and then we'll come back and do the next part. Alright, I'm on the last peg. It's going to be a little hard to show you. I just got the last couple to do. Hoping you can see that. Okay, so I'm just doing the same thing I'm doing before. I already looped it through those, so I can take those off. And then I've got my last two here. So we're going to do this one. Really? This really likes to be difficult sometimes. Okay, pull that through. Oops, I got caught. Okay. Now you have your first loop that we did. You can put your working yarn through that again. Okay, take it off the loom. Turn it inside out, because normally with hats we turn them inside out to close them off. Then all you should have to do is pull this one lovely little string. Ta-da! And now the top is all bound up. All you have to do now is you gotta tie it. The reason I say you might need a crochet hook, make sure mine's not dirty here, is because sometimes I like to use a crochet hook to work it into the project. But again, you're gonna probably try to pull that as tight as you can because you want it closed off, as you can see. But all you have to do is pull that, and it goes pretty tight. And then you can use your crochet hook to kind of bind it off like we've done with other ones, where I usually go over and I think I got too big of a crochet hook though. I try to grab a stitch and then I bring my working yarn through. It just helps kind of close off that a little more. As you can see, when I do that, it's a little more closed off. But you are going to need to put a knot or something in it at some point. So let's go this way. Oops. And then go like this through. And again, it's making it tighter. And it's closed off a little more. And then just go ahead and I usually put a little knot in it. And again, you can work some of the tail, and then when you're done, I usually cut the tail. I usually leave a little bit just to make sure I don't want to work it in. Turn it back around. And you got the gathered bind up. It's a little different on top. It's not as poofy, if you notice. I know somebody else honestly has another version that lays it even flatter, but I like this one too. It kind of just lays it sort of flat, not as gathered. And again, on the inside it's just looks like that. So that is a drawstring bind off, and I hope that helps. And again, make sure you tie as many times as you can so that it's secure. You don't want it to fall apart. You can retie it and all that. So that's just how to do the drawstring bind off.